What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. At the time of this filming, CES is probably just about wrapping up at the last day. Arcade1up's been all the buzz, and I'm a little late, but I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts about their presentation at CES. As many of you who watch my channel, I am a fan of Arcade1up, but I am also a critic. I'm not a YouTuber that is just going to say, wow, everything they do is awesome. I've learned a lot of things since I've made some videos. I know some of the criticisms that I have of the cabinets, I come to find out that they are actually due to licensing. So I'm not going to get into all that, but some of the things they just can't change. But they did change a couple things from a video that I had posted a few months ago, things I thought they could improve on. And two of those things are now in the works. I'm very excited. So let's just get to it. What did I think of their presentation? Personally, I think they knocked it out of the park. I mean, they hit a massive home run. Everything that they did, in my opinion, was mind-blowing. I don't even know where to begin. All the leaks kind of happened. Everybody got the news prior to CES. COOLTOY and Retro Ralph did an amazing job posting all these pictures, these screenshots, these leaks. Now, all of the leaks did not, at least at the time of this filming, they did not all happen. But I'm still not upset. Now, that doesn't mean that these aren't going to happen. It just means they didn't happen at the show at the time of this filming. And that would be the Marvel vs. Street Fighter, which was not really even in the frame, but people could kind of tell what I think it was based on the button configuration and I think the kick plate. And the other one was Big Buck Hunter. That one, I could care less. I mean, yeah, I've played it a few times in the arcade, but that's just not a game that I would buy. I think modders were very interested in that game because whatever technology they were using, they could just then turn it into a House of the Dead or Time Crisis. So those things right now may not happen, but it doesn't mean they still won't. But even the things that were leaked were still just really cool to see. Seeing the NBA Jam. Now, they did go into the fact that NBA Jam, there's some kinks to work out. That's fine. I think that's totally understandable. They were hoping for maybe Father's Day as a release date for that. The Burger Time, which again that one doesn't interest me much, but it did look cool. I mean, I'm not a Burger Time guy. I remember when that game came out, I was born in the era of arcades, even before that. I very well remember that game. It just wasn't really my thing. And the other games on there, unfortunately, aren't really my thing. I like the fact that it's 3000. I really wish my Marvel cabinet was a 3000 production limited edition, not 8000. I think they went the right route with this one. It looks cool. They got the chef hat incorporated in the cabinet. The Frogger. I actually had filmed a video with another YouTuber and I never put it out because it didn't come out right. Something was up with the camera. I don't know. It just kept focusing in and out. But one of my top 10 most wanted games that I wanted from Arcade1up was a Frogger cabinet. What I wanted on there in addition to that was Cubert though, and maybe, I can't remember what else I had picked. So again, the games that are coming with that one just don't interest me, and I'm just not going to spend $400 for a Frogger cabinet. But I like the way that they're going. I applaud them for doing this stuff. And again, the graphics weren't perfect. There was licensing things that they just can't get around sometimes. But I love the direction that Arcade1up is going with this. The Pac-Man Cabaret. Oh my God. I never thought I would want a Pac-Man cabinet. Now again, I may not buy this one. My space in this current room is, I mean, I could turn it into an arcade, but I'm not getting rid of the things that I currently have. So I've currently got space for one thing that we'll talk about here in a second, and probably another arcade, at least one. And I could still have this room essentially be what it is and still seat 7, 8 people playing comfortably. But yeah, that Cabaret, I mean, the games they put on it are awesome. The fact that they put Galaga with Pac-Man, the faux woodwork on the side, I mean, I am digging that thing. That's going to be one that if it's sold in the store, then I'm going to have to brick seek that one. And when it gets in my price range, oh man, I don't know. I might have to buy that one. So what else was on there? They redid the, I guess, the countercades. They made them smaller. Now they're $100. Great price point. Not something that I would buy, but again, I love the way they're going. They did these little, they're like little TV sets with controllers that are actually functional. I saw an Atari one, and maybe there might have been a Commodore. I don't even know. This looks so cool. It was like a little living room. One thing that was odd were these giant joysticks that they were going to sell. I'm not going to criticize because it's not something I would buy, but you know, it's interesting. It might be something for somebody else. They're doing the plug and play thing, which I guess they kind of wanted to kind of slap ad games in the face and say, well, ours are going to be the actual arcade ROMs. It just all depends on, I guess, how many games are on that HDMI dongle. No, it might be something I would buy, maybe something I won't. So the big news, the really big one, was the pinball. Let's get into that. That's something I've always been into pinball, but pinball is just so expensive. We had a pinball machine as a kid, and it was, I would call it a 3/4 scale. It did have a lot of moving things, but there wasn't as much going on. But we played the hell out of that thing until every one of the wires in the back would break or no longer made noise. We loved that thing. So the fact that we could get possibly 10 tables and the licenses that they've secured, I mean, I am so excited. I am thinking, I got right here to my left, I've got a spot that I've been saving. I'm glad I didn't buy the Toy Shock. I don't want to knock them either. There's some people that have bought it, and I think that thing at a lower price point is not a bad buy. I think Retro Ralph put it best when he said, if you played the Toy Shock and then you went and played the Arcade1up, clearly know which one is the better buy. Now the price is what they're going to have to get that price point at as close to $500 as possible. I mean, it's $600. That's going to be one I would also probably brick seek, and it just all depends. Will it have a nudge feature? I know they don't have a plunger, which is kind of a bummer. Everything else I liked how they dropped the play field. The bezel was nice. They got haptic feedback. They got solenoids. It just seems like they're taking the Toy Shock model and just improving everything. But we'll see. I'm hoping those come out maybe by fall. Yeah, in my opinion, Arcade1up is just, they're firing on all cylinders right now. And I just didn't expect them, being at CES, I just thought maybe they'd save more of a presentation like this for E3. So I'm really psyched. And it was fun watching the videos from Retro Ralph and COOLTOY and seeing John D., who seems like a guy I would love to hang out and have a beer with. I mean, he looked like he was just completely wasted, but in a good way. He was having fun, wearing cargo shorts and a t-shirt, and he was vaping inside of there. So proud of all these things that they did, and rightly so. It was really a great presentation, and man, I am really excited. I hope this isn't it for the year. I hope that there is more big announcements. I'm sure there will be. They're not going to show their hand this early in the year, and that's going to be it. I know that there were some comments made in some of the videos that pretty much what you see here is the 2020 lineup. I don't believe that. I think there's more to come. You got the holidays. You definitely want to do something for the holidays, and I'm sure E3 there's going to be some stuff. So yeah, I've been very hard on Arcade1up, but only because I want them to improve. I've gotten flack on some of my videos for kind of bashing them, and it's not bashing. I do this out of love. It's like molding your child. I want this company to get better, and hopefully they're watching these things. Now, one of the things that I wanted to get back to in one of my previous videos, I had talked about that Arcade1up, I think, needs to kind of do was the Wi-Fi thing like At Games was doing. I think that some people don't like it, but I think a lot of people would. And the fact that they're going to be adding Wi-Fi to not just NBA Jam, but other cabinets, I mean, this is crazy. They're doing a Golden Axe cabinet, and that one's going to have Wi-Fi. Now, I haven't heard that from every video, but that's another thing I want to touch on is that Sega cabinet. So in my previous video, I said they need to get more companies on board. They, at the time, they got Capcom and You got Konami, and they have you know, Midway, things like that. But they needed companies like Sega. Sega was a big one. Nintendo would be great, Data East, but I wasn't sure Sega was just going to be on board. And to have Revenge of the Death Adder, I mean, there's not been a conversion of this game. If you watch Sega Lord X's channel, he is, you know, always talking and campaigning for this game to get a release. Well, now we got it, even though it's a 3/4 scale. That's what we got, you know, and what's the alternative? Those machines are probably impossible to find. I think Arcade1up is just, they're really doing an awesome job. They're listening to people. I hope they listen to this video. There's still some issues that I have. I wish the riser could be seamless or just all one piece. I've been told that because of licensing or because of whatever, they have to make it like an add-on. It's got to be the shape that it is. That's just part of it. So I don't mind the size of the cabinet. I just wish it could be more seamless, and I wish the artwork can be more seamless. So it looks like it's just a 3/4 size arcade and not a half size with an add-on that's kind of chunky and then the graphics don't match. But again, we're kind of nitpicking there. I know that they're doing the best they can. For people that want a lot of these in a room, they love the artwork. It's different than the AtGames model. It's just a different thing. Now they are borrowing a few things from them. This Wi-Fi and being able to play your friends over Wi-Fi, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't care, I'm in, man. I don't know how many of these new ones that I would buy. The Sega one, I have a problem with the beat 'em ups because, like, I love the Punisher on my Marvel cabinet, but I wish that they would give me an option not to put free play on. Like, I don't want to blow through that in an hour. It's hard to just stop playing when you die. And I could blow through that and see all the levels, and then it's really you're playing for high score after that. I wish they would make it a little more challenging. Give me either an easy, a medium, and a hard, or put like dip switch type settings where if I don't want to play on free play, that I can choose to play and basically have just 3 tries at it. You know, if I die and come back 3, whatever. That's something I wish that they would add, and I think they did do something like that on the Star Wars cabinet. Just, I don't want to drag on. There's been so much of this already, but I did want to give my thoughts, and I applaud Arcade1up. They're doing an awesome job. There's still a lot of people that aren't on board with them, and then there's people that are just all in. I'm a fan, and I want them to get better, but I love the direction that they're going, and I'm very happy. I don't really regret the 2 that I bought. There are some things that I wish that I could add, you know, and that's where the modding community comes in. But I just think, you know, I still think they could do a better marquee, a lighted marquee. I think that they're still a little bit washed out. The box that they make is not quite on par with the third-party ones that people are making. They are improving, they are listening, and I'm sure that their hands are tied in a lot of these areas. So that's pretty much all I want to touch on. I mean, they had a lot of things there. I think I covered them all. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your comments on Arcade1up and how this presentation went at CES. I don't think it really could have went any better other than having those other 2 cabinets that were leaked show up. But even if they don't show up on the last day, you know, oh, here's another one I want to touch on. Forgot about this one. The sit-down Star Wars. I mean, who would have thought they would have a sit-down Star Wars? I love that Star Wars cabinet. Don't know if that's right for my room. Again, that would probably take up that pinball space. But the fact that they are doing it is so cool. They've got a cushioned thing that I think John D said that eventually it will be sold separately for the people that want to maybe convert their stand-up one with a riser to a sit-down. But here's the cool thing. The sit-down thing, you can see where this is going. We got Sega on board. We've got now a seat add-on for one of the cabinets. Daytona, it's going to happen. I guarantee you next year, Daytona will be at CES or E3. It will happen. Mark my words. I'm saying it right now. Exclusive. And if I can hold off that long, that will probably be... I like fighting games as a cabinet to have just because of the challenge. I want a game that I can always come back to and always be challenged and not just blow through. I think that might be the one that I would add as a Daytona game, depending on the other. If they put Sega Rally, Daytona, and Man, what would be the next one? Virtual Racing or Indy 500? Oh my God.
Oh my God!
It'd be mind blown. Just want to put this out there. I had a couple people ask me what my thoughts were, so I thought I would just kind of follow suit and do a little video. I want to thank Retro Ralph and COOLTOY. I used some of their footage because they did such an awesome job. Thank you for watching, guys. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. I try to put out new content as much as I can and try to switch things up and keep it different and keep it light. So thank you for watching. Take care.